Like no words at all. It feels good to sort of give back to the girls, because last year when I was sitting out and not able to participate in the games or really play at all, like I felt like I couldn't really give much to them besides like moral support and spirit, and I love that, but at the same time, just like they've done so much for me that I would just love to give back.
Enthusiasm, hard work, energy, she ups our morale so much. Last year, even when she wasn't on the team, her just being at practices, running with us, running our sprints and stuff, and not getting anything in return really shows like how much of a great person and player she is.
My first concussion was the fall of my sophomore year. It was at an AAU basketball game. I went to take a charge and the girl was just out of control and her head just hit mine and then mine just slammed the floor. That was pretty scary because before that I never had a concussion at all, so I didn't really know what it was, like how I felt. My AAU coach like ran over to me asking me all questions. I was fine, but then like 2 days later is when I started getting the symptoms. And then I got back a week before tryouts. I was able to start playing again, and then I forget exactly when, but probably January or February at Methuen I got my second concussion. Like I said, when was it? January of sophomore year, so it was only like 2 or 3 months after my first one, and it was in the Methuen gym, and I went to get a rebound, and a girl's elbow just came down right on like my forehead and my nose. And I knew like right away. My eyes just started feeling weird, and yeah, so I was out basically the whole season. After the third one, well the second one I started going to Children's, and they were like, you know, you just have to be careful because now you're more susceptible to get more in a short amount of time, and I experienced that, getting 3 in the 7 months that year. My third concussion was May, I think, or April or May of sophomore year, and it was on my the bus ride home from a lacrosse game. It wasn't even during a sport, and we were cheering, and someone's hand just hit my head, and I got a concussion. That was my worst concussion. So, yeah. Come the third concussion, that's when I walked into the office and I was just a mess. I knew that they were gonna have just bad news. And that's when they said, like, you know, you only have one brain. It's high school basketball. As much as it's your love, like, you want to be a mother someday, you want to be a grandmother, you want to just be able to have a normal life and not have issues. So, yeah, that was pretty rough. But I like didn't even know how to respond at first. My mom started tearing up and crying just because she knew how bad it felt for me. But yeah, it was really bad at the time, but I'm just really happy and like grateful that I can have the opportunity and chance to play and that I'm okay now. So.
Yeah, I mean, we would talk about it almost every single game. She would tell me, Rachel, you did so good, blah, blah, and I mean, it's been our dream since maybe the 7th or 8th grade to be playing on varsity together, and it feels good to finally have that happen.
For me, obviously the symptoms, but at the same time, I just had a hard time with knowing that I was missing out on like basketball and missing out on the team and missing out on just being there to like push them and stuff, because I had to miss a lot of practices and a lot of games. I tried as hard as I can to come to them, but like, I don't know, I think that was my hardest part, just to sort of not have any control of how I felt and not be able to like, if I would push myself to go, but then I would have to leave early or something just because my head could not take anything. Well, sort of last season, watching them play, I got to participate in a few drills and I ran with them and stuff. So I think that sort of gave me a little hope, just like thinking, oh, well, if I can do this, then maybe I can like have luck or convince my parents that I would be able to maybe participate in a few more drills, like 3-on-2 or stuff like that.
Missing a year was difficult because she was out with a concussion. She really wanted to play, and then over the summer, over the fall, she just kept asking her father, and finally everybody got on the same page and said, let's let her play, and it's just been a benefit. The girls, the 14 girls love her, and she's just a great asset to the team.
When I was thinking of not playing lacrosse in college, I was like, well, if I'm not playing lacrosse in college, I'm gonna go out there and play this season for basketball. Because the main reason the doctors told me that I would have to quit basketball was because I wanted to play lacrosse in college, so I had to save my brain for like another 4 years in college. So once I decided that, like, yeah, my parents knew too. They were just like, okay, like, we'll see, and then I finally convinced them after. The first game, I had a lot of nerves. I've never been so nervous for any game in my life, but you know, like, the girls were there just to say, like, okay, like, here we go, you got this. And I knew that I was gonna make mistakes. I knew I wasn't gonna come out and like perform greatly, but I knew that I just had to give effort. So.
Well, I think everybody saw what she brought, obviously, against North Andover when we were down 11, and she just picked it up and went 5-0 run by herself to end the half. And that was important because it brought us to within 6, and then her energy, she hit a big 3, she can shoot, she can go inside. She's our super 6 man, which is very important. Defensively, she has good feet, she gets into people's faces, and she gives her whole heart and soul to the team.
No, I actually had no idea. Yeah, because I went through the first 4 games. Yeah, I went through the first 4 games not scoring at all and just mainly playing defense. Like, I had no confidence on offense. So yeah, the North Andover game, it was just, I don't know. Once I started hitting layups and hit like a shot or something, it just, yeah, it was just the best feeling. I was so surprised that my offense sort of came. Yeah, I don't even know. Once before halftime, when I had like one or two of those plays or whatever, it just felt so good to finally be able to like give something to them instead of giving like, because I never really gave points to them, and finally giving like just a few points felt a little good. So, I mean, I am afraid, but at the same time, like, I can't let that stop me play. This is my decision to play. So if I get a concussion, so I can't go out there and play timid. Like, if I get a concussion, that's my fault. Like, that would obviously stink, but I'm just happy that I've got to go through at least 5 games. Hopefully go through the whole season, but you know, you just have to forget about that and just play.
I'm not gonna lie, every single one of us still cringe every time she dives for a ball. Even the fans, you can see the fans going like this every single time, but I mean, it's awesome that she doesn't let it affect her.
The team this year, our team is unbelievable. Every single girl out there, starting from the first player to the last person on the bench, is just, each person delivers their own little bit to the team, and it just all forms to, it's, I don't even know how to describe it. The team's just unbelievable this year, and we're all just so supportive of each other, and if we mess up, everyone's always there to pick themselves up, and just everyone's doing great, so.